Please welcome Arjan Bhullar.
Love it.
How you doing?
Great introduction. When my parents came over, it was a very difficult time for our entire community, every immigrant. Those struggles, to me, mattered. And our entire family wrestled. Next generation is me. There's 9 other boys, all cousins. We all wrestle. We have our own gym, our own club. I started wrestling in diapers, right? So yeah. So I can't even remember. First fight in MMA, yeah. I had a range of emotions. And it was in my hometown.
Wow.
So even more pressure, you know?
When you go home and with all those scars, how does your mom react to that?
So luckily I didn't have scars. I've been pretty safe so far. I have actually more bumps and bruises from training than any fight so far. And she hasn't watched a single fight of mine. She can't.
I can imagine.
I've known Daniel Cormier since I was 19, 20 years old.
Wow.
So I had that relationship to be going to the gym. I am a human, so humans have the same emotions.
Wow.
So, but you learn how to deal with it. The hero and the coward feel the exact same thing. The fun part is the competition, not the training with the lights and the cameras and, with the crowd. So, it's been tough. A lot more aggressive around the home and around the family that you need to get out of here, I am a big pro wrestling fan.
Okay.
My contract allows me to wrestle at the same time.
Okay.
As long as I don't have a fight booked, I'm good to go. Sport saved me. Sport gave me direction when I was looking for direction.
Hi folks, welcome to OneIndia. Mythology has been a very important part of Indian concept of life. ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਮਹਾਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਸੱਜਣ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਅਰਜੁਨ. He was one focused man who actually was responsible for a lot of changes in the world history. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਮੈਂ world history ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਚੱਲਿਆ? I need to tell you something that there's another Arjun who has changed the world's history of mixed martial arts combat sports. Arjan Bhullar is the name. You must have followed him on social media or must have heard of him because he is a rage right now, and he's been a rage when he was part of the Olympic team as well. He is an Indian, but from the origin. For the past 4 generations, the story of we going back to our village called Canada, that happened, and that's where he's from. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, let me do that the TNA or WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Arjan Bhullar.
Love it.
How you doing?
Great introduction.
मेरा नाम जो वाट है मैं हुन दस्तवा थानू लेकिन don't look at me, look at the guy himself. Okay, Arjan, for a Canadian, how much was your influence of being an Indian?
Huge influence because when my parents came over, it was a very difficult time for our entire community, every immigrant. There were racist laws, ways of life. They had many challenges to get established and get a foothold in the country and a sense of belonging. So those struggles to me mattered. Those stories mattered. That things happened to my family and our community, and I valued our identity and our culture, and I was brought up in that way to value that because they fought to keep that. So I was raised with that, and obviously I came in a wrestling family. That's very close to the culture, to the roots.
Let me look at you and say, your ears tell a different story. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨ ਦੇ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੈ. So if your ears are normal like me, then you're lying that you're a wrestler. But if you have ears like Arjun, that means you are a wrestler. Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, no, my dad was a wrestler first. He came over. That was one of the things that was familiar, right? They wrestle in Canada as well. So he trained, and wrestled a high level. I was a little kid in diapers then, so I'd see him training and follow him around in the gym and went overseas with him. Every year here in Punjab and, all throughout India, UK, USA, Canada, he wrestled. So that's where the wrestling roots begin. Our entire family wrestled. Next generation is me. There's 9 other boys, all cousins. We all wrestle. We have our own gym, our own club, and my dad was the coach.
There was a time they used to say ਕਿ ਕਿਆ ਬਾਤ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਟੀਮ ਬਣਾਣੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾ ਜਿਮ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ Can you imagine you have your own gym and with your cousins and family you're practicing? But okay, are you lenient with your brothers and cousins when it comes to fighting? Oh, ek minute, yeah, please, I'm your brother. Yeah.
I'm lenient with the sisters in our family.
Oh, God. Okay.
On the boys' side, not so much. Right? It's balance. It's a good balance. We're good, but if there's any indifferences, we have a home to figure it out.
Okay, my question to you. One thing is sorted, Kibi, you had a full family support. Tradition of wrestling was there.
Absolutely.
I've done a little research. Your Taiji was a very important factor in your travel of wrestling. Tell me a little bit about that.
Taya Sada Balkar Singh, big influence from him. Okay. He was like a father figure to my dad. Okay. And
Bada Bhai.
Yeah. And he is the brains. And he is the architect of the family, But for my father's story, for our generation, both they and Sardar ne ho. And after I came here, wrestled at the Commonwealth Games in Delhi. We built a wrestling club in our pind.
Okay.
And that was his idea, and his he took the lead. We were able to get this victory. We give back, and so he's at every point. Pendly and Punjably, he is the lead to give back and do something always.
The Olympic ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਕੁਸ਼ਤੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਉਹ UFC ਦੀ ਫਾਈਟ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਮਾਣ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਪਰਿਵਾਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾਣ ਆ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਭੁੱਲਰ ਦੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਅਰਜਨ ਭੁੱਲਰ ਤੇ
Pind is not Canada. Pind means the origin. There's a confusion in Punjab. A lot of people are like traveling back to the Pind as in Canada.
Oh, right? Okay.
But for you to come here and do things, there were two questions I came out from there. Firstly, tada Pind keda?
Pind sada hega Billy Puller, Jalandhar Pinda.
That's the Dadke.
That's the Dadke, yes.
Okay, the Nanke?
Billy Bratch.
Hang on a minute. Is that a coincidence, or are you just making it up?
No.
Pind shuru hunde ne no. Billy Bratch te Billy Puller. Hey Billy, how you doing?
Hey ਕਿ ਵੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਨੇੜੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਾਬੇ ਵੀ ਕਲੋਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਫਰੈਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੋ ਘੋੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਰੇਸਾਂ ਰੂਸਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ long time, so we've known each other for many generations, and then father and mother actually brought the families together.
Point to be noted, Your Honor. It doesn't only happen in Punjabi movies where you've got handsome Singhs on horses going with the background music on. This is something the stuff legend are made of. But okay, coming back to...
And some liquor mixed in there somewhere and music. And
drinking is bad for health. Make sure. No drugs, no alcohol, only workout. Okay, your high basically, I've heard, is working out. Right?
Absolutely.
Now, you've been a wrestler. Wrestling and MMA. There's been a travel. First, let's talk about your wrestling life. You've been an Olympian as well, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Long journey, lifelong journey. Pilla supna ho sega. Palwan banna, palwani karni, right? And
I need to stop you right here. There's a saying, when you look at somebody and he's like tough, like him, is a tu palwan banna. ਅੱਗੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਹੋਗਾ yes ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨ ਬਣਨਾ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ. Tell me about it.
Bill, yeah. So it's a long journey. Community that support ਸੀਗਾ ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਘਰੋਂ support you have to have that. ਉਹ ਸੀਗਾ ਬਾਕੀ community ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, and high school level, school university mein gaya. I graduated with a degree in political science.
Nice.
And I'm fluent in English and French.
Oh, nice.
And did a university Hundia, you get a scholarship if you're an athlete. So all my studies were paid for, and I represented the university for many years. Otto Bach for national team, Commonwealth Games, Olympics.
Yeah.
So that was that journey. And then in 2012 Olympics, 2013, I started a new life and turned a page and say I didn't have the family support first. MMA is dangerous. Why are you doing that? And you're smart and you have education. We're not doing that. So I had to work through that, but that's the road we went.
ਕੋਈ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਖੇਲ ਲਾ ਕਬੜਿਆ ਐਵੇਂ ਬੋਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਟ ਲੋੜੀ ਹੈ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਚੱਲ ਬਾਈ ਜਾ ਮੱਲ ਮਾਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ that's one of the words which goes ਮੱਲ ਮਾਰ as in like go try and work hard towards that. Okay, coming back to Olympics first.
Sure.
There's a little story about you at the Olympics in England, UK Olympics.
Yes.
मैं एक बारी दर्शकों ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਵਾਂਗੇ it's got nothing religious or racist or anything, but there is a story which I've heard. I've done my research.
We're about to find out.
You're about to find out. Acha, you won and you tied a turban. But somebody had a problem with that. ਪੱਗ ਬੰਨਣ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਓਏ ਰਿਲੀਜੀਅਸ ਨਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਇਓ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਗॉडਲੀ. Okay, tell me about it.
ਇਹ ਗੱਲ 올림픽ਸ ਵੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਮੈਂ 올림픽ਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਦੋਂ UFC ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ. ਬਸ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ I wanted to represent my culture.
Yeah.
ਜੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੈ. Right? Absolute Canada. That's my country. That's where I'm born. Proud of the Maple Leaf.
Yeah.
But Canada now, before now is a very welcoming country.
Yes.
It's a mix of all immigrants.
Oh, yeah.
And they allow you to be who you are, express yourself.
You're their pride and joy. Come
exactly. On. So that's, I was happy Canada was open to that. And opening ceremony, watched by billions around the world.
Oh, yeah.
मैं क्या भी पग बन के सारे नु पता लगू भी सिख जांदा, right?
Yeah.
And that's who I am, right? That's my roots. So
Welcome.
I wanted to represent that and wear the Canada logo and uniform, good balance. Same thing when I went to the UFC. They have a uniform policy with Reebok.
Yeah.
So only Reebok clothes allowed and you can't do anything. On Reebok di koi pag hai nahi, right? That's not a thing. So they didn't let me my first fight with them. And we had to basically educate them. This is what it is. This is what it means to me. I am your fighter. This is what it means to other people around the world. And then they eventually came around. Education di lord sigi, understanding di lord sigi. And anytime you can live together and be yourself, I think that's the perfect harmony.
Wow. Coming back, we need to understand. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਅਫੈਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੱਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੰਨ੍ਹਣ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ.
Yes.
And now of course they must be really proud.
Yeah, absolutely. ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਮਝਾ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਫੇਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ if they don't allow it, then it's a difference.
Makes
right?
Makes
so you give them that chance and you come to the table and you meet halfway, and everyone who's reasonable and understanding, I think it's not a big deal.
Your first ever win after your training, your family support, matlab sara kuch hai. So I mean you were blessed.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
But फिर ਹੁਣ ਇੱਕ hunger ਹੁੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕਰਤਾ ਰਿਹਾ. Even your wrestling day, how far back when you won your first match? How was it?
I started wrestling in diapers, right? So
yeah.
So I can't even remember. But but the first big win I was probably hona main 15 saal da. I remember that was a turning point. There's special events and moments in life that take you to another level.
Oh yes.
That are a turning point.
Yes.
That was my first big turning point. For me, that took me to the next level. Then after that, probably when I was 18, 19, next level, and on in life.
Olympics experience.
Sure.
How was it?
A bittersweet.
Okay.
It was sweet because a lifelong journey. UK, big community apni utte hegi hai. So lots of support apni utte. Family bhi bahut, and pichon bhi Canada to sara parivar gaya siga. So it was sweet in terms of that. Sweet as in the best and the best from around the world is there. The absolute best. So you got your NBA player Lalo, you got Usain Bolt and these guys, and everybody, the cream of every sport. Among which I am as well. Yeah. So it was great to have a sense of belonging.
Wow.
And be there. We hung out. It wasn't fans taking pictures. I'm not one of those guys. I earned my way to the table just like them. So ek photo mein khichi thi, that was with Kobe.
Wow.
And that was it. And that was because he has a friend where he lived in a gated community who I know who's a Sikh Sardar.
Oh, nice.
And he shows a lot of respect to our people and to our culture, and he understands it. Not a lot of people do, especially in the NBA. They're not well versed in that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of respect for him as a person, and that's the only reason I took that picture.
The sparkle in somebody's eyes when you meet people and say, "Oh, me and Arjan, we hung out." Na 3600 sawal aunde. Oh my God! But see, to do that, for him to hang out with Olympians, like I hung out. सोच के ना मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे. I'm getting goosebumps just by, and you earned it. Now the transfer from wrestling.
Yeah, so I said bittersweet.
Yeah. Bittersweet.
The bitter part was that Sofana easy to be at the top.
Yes.
Podium. And that didn't happen. I lost actually to so the guy I lost to, he got a bronze medal. And then the other two guys eventually years later were caught for doping. He got the gold. He was bumped up. So, but I never got that gold. That was my goal, was to be the best. But because of that,
hold on, you need to stop right here. Because my mom would have said it, कि बेटा दो पहलवान लड़ते ने ना, एक ने हारना है. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ, ਇਹਦਾ ਇਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਰ ਗਏ. ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੀਤੀ.
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ.
It's a technical sport. It's a preemptive sport. It's a decisive sport. ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਰਫ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਦਿਮਾਗ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. You know what I mean?
Yes, actually, I heard a statistic before the Olympics. US the ਮੁੰਡਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ. They did a study, and from the kids that get introduced to sport, who actually go to the Olympics, go compete, you have a higher chance to get hit by lightning than actually make that. So I did get hit by lightning because I was able to go there. So that part is unfortunate for. And I understand. I did do my best.
Yes.
So I can live with that.
That's what we're proud of.
I can live with that. But I thought I could still be the best. And because of that, I have a fire for MMA.
And he's the world champion! Okay, coming back. Up hote chalange. Hold on. Sabar karo. Ruko zara. Okay, tell me something. Arjan, when you're alone, are you away from wrestling or are you still in wrestling?
MMA or wrestling? Which...
Wrestling. All the DNA.
No, all the DNA is at Karaya. We have a club and at our in our hometown in Puller Wrestling Club, Ithipendavia Puller Wrestling Club. So that is always going to be a part of us. The family and Minitaya Mundaya, Balkada Munda, his name is Jagrup, and he is the lead on that end, and he's doing a great job carrying the family's legacy. For me, I'm still focused on my competitive side and my this end. I will be more hands-on after, but that is something that, you know, that's our family's legacy, and we will forever run with that.
Okay, now shift towards MMA. ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ mixed martial arts. Now, ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ TNA ਤੇ WWE 'ਚ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ. Yes, that is a sport. I understand. Wrestling is a sport. I understand. Jiu-jitsu, mixed, other martial arts are all sports. MMA means it's a mixture of everything of that. ਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹ ਲੈਵਲ I think 10,000 ਤੇ ਜਾ ਵੜਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ, right? Now you're a wrestler. Now ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ self defense ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ, jiu-jitsu ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ, krav maga ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ. So that switch from a wrestler where you've got just limited moves but a lot of brain that goes into it to mixed martial arts ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਅਗਲਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ move ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਥੱਲੇ ਸਿੱਟ ਸਕਦਾ, right? That practice, the day you decided, okay, from a wrestler, I'm going to get into MMA. Now, training schedules change, right?
Bilkul.
What was it?
Technically, you obviously hold technical aspects. Jiri wrestling, that's one martial art.
Yes.
Boxing, that's another martial art. And jiu-jitsu, that's another MMA is who's the best at everything. Sara mix karke, that's the rule set. Who wins in a fight, right? And there's a danger element, obviously. Yes. So you have to train the technical aspect, and Baki the hard training, how to have goals, how to achieve, that, and that I'm used to. I know how to train, I know how to win, I know how to compete, but the technical aspect was where I needed to put the right coaches around me, different team, and I was able to do all that and have some success.
Successful you have been. I want you to tell them your first fight at MMA.
First fight in MMA, yeah. it was a quite an experience.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I had a range of emotions, and it was in my hometown.
Wow.
So even more pressure. You know, if you're gonna do something new, you generally want to hide and go try it and stuff. But you know, I how you have confidence in something is in your preparation. And I prepared well. I went to the best gym in the world, the American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose.
Oh, yes.
Cain Velasquez was there. Daniel Cormier were there.
Wow.
You know, Khabib was still coming up. He wasn't who he is now. So, you know, Luke Rockhold, he was coming up. So all these guys. So I went there for my preparation. And I knew for a 1-0 fighter, that guy is not doing what I've done, number one. And he hasn't lived the life I've lived. So I knew... I like boxing. I actually really do like boxing. But if things get a little bit tricky, I'll take him down. I have a safe place. You know, I know that world. I know he doesn't know it as well as me, for sure. And I know he hasn't trained with the guys I've trained with. So that's a confidence.
Okay, ek hi kehna chaਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ boxing ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ basically 3 moves. Okay, there's a jab, there's an uppercut, and there's a punch. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ. ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਬੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਲੜਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਸਿੱਟ ਕੇ ਮਾਰੇ ਨੇ. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਮੇਜਿਨ ਕਰੋ, he doesn't understand the concept while he's fighting that he can also fall down. For him to do that, I'm just trying to figure out, after they said, okay, Arjan Bhullar, the winner, how was it?
It was amazing. You know, walking out, hearing my music, that was unique. You don't have that in wrestling, and a cage and Vaseline. I remember thinking, I was still in my head because it was a new thing, like, this is actually this isn't a sparring session. This is about to happen. It's real. And then you get in the cage, like, okay, this guy's about to come out. Yeah. So it was cool. Made it happen. Took him down, beat him up.
Wow.
Stoppage. Got my hands raised, had a bunch of blood on me, and it was the other guy's blood, so it was good. It was a good night.
Wow. I'm just trying to figure out how does your mom cope with this? I mean, you came from work. Now your work is you fought. Okay? If I was to fight, my mom kehegi, "Kahan se ladke aa raha hai tu? Hey, tu ki kar liya?" When you go home and with all those scars, how does your mom react to that?
So luckily I didn't have scars. I've been pretty safe so far. I have actually more bumps and bruises from training than any fight so far. And she hasn't watched a single fight of mine. She can't.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so she was there for all my wrestling. And for this, it's a different game for her.
Okay. ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਜਿੱਤਣ ਦੀ ਆਦਤ ਹੋਵੇ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਕੀ ਸਵਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਇਹੀ ਕਿ when you became the champion of the world. Okay, MMA ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਐਸੇ legends ਨੇ. So your idea of going through and making your way to the top, how was your journey? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ fighting styles ਨੇ, ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ, you know.
ਜੀ. So ਮੈਂ ਇਹੀ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਸੀ, ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨ ਆ that have come into this sport similar to me, who are the best in my weight class, where do they train? And it was San Jose. ਉੱਥੇ you had Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier, ਦੋਨੇ wrestlers, ਦੋਨੇ best of the best in one gym, and I knew I had to go there. I've known Daniel Cormier since I was 19, 20 years old.
Wow.
So I had that relationship to be going to the gym. And I was the first time I went in there, he was getting ready for the first John Jones fight. I was a part of that camp.
Wow.
And then after that, I was a part of every single camp of his, and obviously trained for myself. And so the rest is history.
Okay. Does Arjun get scared? Ever?
I am a human, so humans have the same emotions.
Wow.
So you know, but you learn how to deal with it, right? There's a great quote by Mike Tyson's mentor, Customato. The hero and the coward feel the exact same thing.
Wow.
It's the hero. It's what he does when he feels that emotion that makes him the hero. So I believe in that.
Okay. You got hurt, and you're recovering.
Yes.
Meri research puri hai. How does it feel to be away from the arena?
I've hated it. I did not like it. longest time away from competition.
कितना time हो गया ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ?
2 साल almost हो चुके हैं. So, and it wasn't something that I wanted to do. And so that's the difficult part. You know, you're training or you're trying to live still that life. But the fun part is the competition, not the training with the lights and the cameras and, you know, with the crowd. So, you know, it's been tough. Bucky, you know, I was a lot more aggressive around the home and around the family that you need to get out of here, you know.
ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਾ ਜਿਮ ਚੁੱਪ ਜਾ ਜਰਾ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਆ ਘਰੇ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੂੰ.
Get this energy out. So I'm happy now. June 3 next fight book ho gaya.
Okay.
And I can't wait to get all of this out.
And that fight is with
June 3 Russian fighter by the name of Anatoly, and he's undefeated and he stopped all of his opponents. So he's got big power and Ovi Prawan, but
I just love the way you're saying it. ਇੱਕ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਮਤਲਬ ਅਨਡਿਫੀਟਡ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਐਨਾਤੋਲੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ. ਉਹ ਭਾਈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੱਕੜ ਬਾਸ ਪੈ ਜਾਵੇ ਵੀ ਹਾਏ ਰੱਬਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਫਾਈਟ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰੀ ਫਾਈਟ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰੀ ਫਾਈਟ ਹੈ. God bless you man, God bless you. ਦੋਸਤੋ ਇਹ ਦੇਖੋ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ, ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਠਹਿਰਾਵ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਐਵੇਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ. ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ੋਰ, ਦਿਮਾਗ ਤੇ ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ, ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਇਕੱਠੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ. ਐਨਾਤੋਲੀ, ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਅਨਡਿਫੀਟਡ. कोई स्पेशल प्लान, कोई ट्रेनिंग, कोई ऐसी कोई
yeah नहीं बिल्कुल. ਉਹਦੀ ਹੁਣ number 1 ਉਹਦਾ defense isn't up to par because he's used to landing a shot and he doesn't care if he gets hit, right? So we see holes there in his defense. He's shorter than me, so I have reach on him. A lot of people that have fought him scared or you know, because wrestlers like this. I'm not afraid of any of that. ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਰ ਪਟਣਾ, ਗਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ ਐਂਡ ਬਸ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ.
ਜਦੋਂ ਬਾਈ ਜੀ ਹੁਣੀ ਇਹ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੌਟ ਆਊਟ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਸਾਰਾ. ਮਗਰਲੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਨਾ ਬੈਕਗ੍ਰਾਉਂਡ 'ਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਗਾਣਾ ਚੱਲ ਸੀ, ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਮੁਕਾਬਲਾ 10 ਕਿਲੋ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈ ਨੀ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਮੁਕਾਬਲਾ. ਓਕੇ, ਕਮਿੰਗ ਬੈਕ, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In that squared circle.
I love that. I love that.
I am a big pro wrestling fan.
Okay.
My contract allows me to wrestle at the same time.
Okay.
As long as I don't have a fight booked, I'm good to go. And I love, when I was a kid, MMA although hale hai nahi si.
Yeah, I remember.
Pro wrestling, he was a belt champion, Canadian Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Right? He was our guy.
The Hitman Hart,
Yes.
baby.
I loved him. Family to the wrestling, just like my family,
Yeah.
and I connected with their story. So Hart Foundation, all of that.
Yeah.
You know, all those guys growing, Undertaker, Hove, all these guys. So I now have relationships in both WWE and AEW.
Nice.
And that's, I believe life is about experiences, and I want to experience that before my time is up.
There's a lot of blessing there, yes. Somewhere or the other, I've never fought. मैं शायद क्योंकि पापा जी ने मैंने प्रॉमिस किया था, ओए तू लड़ना नहीं किसी तरह. But having said that, yeah, I've had the honor and pleasure to meet a lot of wrestlers, right from the Undertaker to Sting to
Sting,
yeah,
nice.
You know, all these guys back in TNA and WWE.
Kurt Angle,
the legend.
Gold
He
medalist.
came here.
Nice.
He came here.
Nice.
But I've seen एक Olympic champion. ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੀ ਕਰਾਊਡ ਤੋਂ ਡਰ ਕੇ ਭੱਜਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ, he was telling me, Joe, we gotta get out of here, man. There are a lot of people. ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਬੰਬੇ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਲ ਚ ਭੱਜੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਗਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ, why are we doing this, Kurt? He says, I don't know, I want to get away from people. I said, they're following us. ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ. Mankind was there as well. But anyways, I would love to have these kind of stories with him as well. Coming back, you come back here, you know, you've been in a rigorous schedule, you know, don't eat this and all that. Punjab aake bhi wahi follow karte ho?
Little bit relaxed here.
Okay.
Once I go back, when camp shuru hoye nahi.
Okay.
I'll have 2 months for my fight, so
Okay.
we're gonna start then. But you know, you try to stay on it year round. I don't smoke, I don't drink, none of that. That helps.
Okay.
But the food is something that I do enjoy. I'm a foodie, so I will have fun, but I won't fill up on it. I will, you know, try different things, but not fill up. So that's what it is.
Wow. ਸ਼ੁਕਰ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ ਤਾਂ ਐਬ ਹੈ. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਰੱਬ ਲੜਨ ਚੱਲਿਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਖਾਣ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੌਕ ਹੈ. Okay, for some people they might think that. What's your favorite dish, by the way?
Where am I?
Indian,
Where
American,
am I? Here?
wherever.
I mean, I love pizza. I'm a big pizza guy.
Okay.
Nice and cheesy. I like a good steak. I like, fish pakoda. That's beautiful.
Nice.
It depends, you can get me on a lot of things. Sweet tooth, anything chocolate mousse. I like my chocolate mousse,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a little cooking background, and when you were saying that, I was just thinking, I think I need to cook that for you.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, tell me something. They say Punjab has a problem with people with substance.
Sure.
Any message for the young kids?
We have the same storyline back home, and I think actually it's all connected, to be quite honest with you. The product comes from somewhere and all that kind of stuff. So it's unfortunate. We have a culture, and it seems as though that's becoming part of our culture, and I don't like it. I'm not proud of it, and I don't think we give it attention. Number one, in terms of here's a problem. Let's give solutions the attention. Bucky, I will say this: sport saved me. Sport gave me direction when I was looking for direction. Number two, support and pyar di lod hundi hai niyaanਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ. And if you don't get that from the home, you will go out to find that. Pyar davo niyaanਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, give them attention. Otherwise, they're going to go somewhere else to try to look for it, and it's probably not going to be good for them.
You got kids?
I have two, yes.
Nice.
And so I think that's very important. Having good mentors, ustads, or part of a khada laro or some type of community connection, social connection, very important. Baki, I can say sports da jada nasha hai, that's the best.
Wow.
Getting your arm raised, getting goosebumps every time you go compete, the highs, the lows, there's nothing like that. Natural nasha hai, it's good for you. Do that.
Wow. Okay. दोस्तों याद रखियो 23 मई ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ 23 ਜੂਨ
Star Sports Day live and Amazon Prime in North America and everywhere.
ਅੱਗੇ ਆਊਗਾ ਅਨਤੋਲੀ ਜਿਹਦੀ ਬਾਈ ਦੇ ਪੈਂਟਕ ਹੋਲੀ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਹੈ okay that is the one and only Arjan Bhullar. Ladies and gentlemen, ਹਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਹੈ ਹਲੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੜਮਸ ਪੈਣਾ. Everybody, thanks for watching, and let's all bless Arjan Bhullar, the one and only, the only world champion for me. I don't care for the rest of them. Thank you.
Thank you.